welcome back to Beauty Bee. Happy New Year's Eve or New Year's Day if you're watching this a day later. It's not actually New Year's Eve for me, it's the 30th, but I thought we would do a little bit of a year-end wrap-up. I decided I would do it as a Chatty get ready with me, just talk about what's happened this year, some highlights, some goals that I have for next year in 2023, and just chat. So let's start with my 2023 goals because I definitely want to make sure that I get to those. As far as my channel goes, I want to not necessarily change a whole lot on my channel itself, but I want to be a little bit better about other social media. So I want to actually post on my Instagram, which you should totally follow me because it won't clutter up your feed right now. I think I've posted something like 9 times in the entirety of 2022. I just have not felt motivated to post on there, but there are times when I get my makeup done and I feel really cute and I, for some reason, don't take a picture of it. And I don't know, I just feel like it would benefit my channel to branch out a little bit. I also want to try to do a couple of shorts a month, which is like YouTube's version of a TikTok, because everyone has to have some platform now where you can have like a 1-minute vertical format video. I want to do a few of those. I want to do a few of those a month. I think that those will be a fun challenge. I've made 2 so far, and I don't feel like either one of them turned out fabulous. I just want to talk too much. But, yeah, I think practice will make perfect with these. The other goal that I have for my channel is to do a little bit of a no-buy, or a super, super low buy, at least for the first 3.5 months of the year. So in January, February, and March, I want to do, ooh, this got gross. What happened? Sorry, got off of track there, but look at this is an Ilia sunscreen, and I don't know if it smells fine. I don't know. I'm not using that today, though. That's questionable. Also, it's turning my hands orange. I want to do a super low buy. My guiding principle for the super low buy is going to be using up or hitting pan on 5 items equals permission to purchase 1 item. And I'll probably have to play it by ear a little bit to figure out exactly what I am going to count, exactly what I'm not going to count. But for right now, I think that hitting pan on an eyeshadow is going to count as an item. Hitting pan on a blush, which I don't think I'll do, will also count as an item. And everything else I'll need to finish to count. Wow. My attempts at using foundation today are not going very well. I just need to run this one under some hot water. But okay. Let's keep on keeping on. I would like to grow my channel a little bit next year. Obviously, that's not entirely within my control. All I can do is put out content that is, I think, interesting, and see if you guys also think it's interesting, and if the YouTube algorithm wants to, promote it or not. So, not really a true goal there because it's not up to me. I am at the mercy of you guys and the algorithm with that. But as far as like learning a little bit about search engine optimization, I think that'd be really cool and interesting and useful. It's like combination of all three of those things would be, I think, a really positive skill to have just to navigate the 21st century in general, but also would definitely be a positive step for my channel. Okay, that's looking really light, but I know from experience that this oxidizes about half a shade, so it ends up looking pretty good on me. Okay. So yes, that's the basic idea of my no-buy. I'm going to do that for the first 3 months of the year. Oh, additionally, another little caveat to the no-buy is if I have a gift card or something, that doesn't count. I'm not going to count that against myself. And I think that's it. So let's move to some of my goals in my personal life. I want to like make friends this year. I live in my hometown, but I went 10 years not living in my hometown. So I kind of lost touch with like friends that I had in high school. Not really in touch with them. Most of my social circle is my family, which is great. I love them, of course. They are honestly just, I feel like I'm gonna cry. I don't necessarily mean this in a religious way, but I was blessed with the like best family that you could ask for. It's super supportive. We all love each other. I'm one of 4 kids. We are all very close. And all of my siblings are becoming successful in their own way, and I'm so proud of them. But I also need a friend group that's not my family. You know, some that are a little closer to my own age. I mean, my siblings are fairly close in age, but I mean, they're my siblings. I just need something a little bit different. And I think that the way to meet friends as an adult is probably to get involved in some kind of activity. I'm not sure what that's going to be, but I want to figure that out. Because it gets lonely, and I'm definitely an introvert, but you know, I need something beyond what I have now. I also want to get into audiobooks. I listen to podcasts quite a bit as I work, and I think that audiobooks would be a good step away from that. I do want to read more, but between just the amount of time that I have now, my YouTube channel, and the social activities that I'm going to be adding in, I don't know if I'll really have enough time to add back to specifically read. But I'm already, you know, listening to media for a couple of hours a day. If I could switch to audiobooks, I think that'd be great. I have my Overdrive account all set up. I've linked my library card, and I think I should be able to access some really good reads. So the first two books that I have are Agatha Christie novels. I don't remember which ones they are, but I think one's a short story collection, so not a novel. The other one is a novel that I am really interested to get into. So if you have any other recommendations, I would love to hear them. I'm really excited to get back into that. I was a huge reader when I was younger. but I kind of fallen out of it since I went to grad school, really. Once things got really busy in grad school, reading kind of fell by the wayside, but it's something that I really enjoy, and it's something I'd like to get back into. I also want to cook more. I know this was my goal last year too, as well as the reading thing, but I failed at that one so bad. I want to cook twice a week for myself, and I don't know exactly what I need to do to make that happen, but I really want to make it happen because, I mean, I don't eat terribly. I say that I don't cook for myself very often. What I mean is I don't cook for myself, like, ever. I don't ever prepare a meal from scratch to eat on my own. I will cook occasionally for family, but it's really, really rare. And I want to change that. I also just feel like that's a good life skill. It hasn't felt that important to me because I don't eat particularly unhealthy, even without cooking for myself, but that's just something I need to learn, and now is as good a time as any to figure that out. Now let's kind of switch gears and talk a little bit more about some things that happened in 2022 on this channel. Overall, I think that 2022 was a pretty good year. I mean, I don't think that anything on this channel went particularly wrong in 2022. I mean, I bought more makeup than I wanted to, but what's different? That's kind of how it goes on this channel. The funniest thing that happened in 2022 is a brand actually reached out to me. FabFitFun reached out to me on Instagram and asked if they could use my video, like I think my fall unboxing video, in their promotional marketing. And this was very, very funny to me because about a quarter of that fall unboxing video was about how I was canceling my subscription. It was about how I was not going to renew my annual subscription for another year, and I did not receive the winter 2022 box. I'm not intending on resubscribing anytime particularly soon, though it's definitely something that I could see myself resubscribing to maybe once I have a house. But right now it doesn't make sense to me. And I just thought it was so funny that they were asking to use that particular video in their promotional, in their marketing. And so of course I said yes, because I was just interested to see what they would do with that. And then they never reached out to me again. They told me that they would email me with some more details, and they never did. Probably because they looked a little closer into the video and realized it was not a super positive review. It wasn't a negative review. It was mostly I don't think that this is worthwhile for me personally because I have a basic household set up and I just didn't feel like getting a high-end moisturizer and Sephora hair care every season for $50. That's it. That's the only reason I unsubscribed. But yeah, nothing ended up coming of that. I think that my favorite video that I did this year was the designing a year's worth of MAC lipstick packaging. I definitely want to do more of that in 2023. I thought that was such a fun video to make, and it just kind of stretched my brain in a little bit of a different way. I am a scientist by day. I'm a PhD statistician. It is creative work, but it's a very different kind of creative work than graphic design almost. And I don't think I'm terribly good at things like graphic design, but it's something that I really enjoy. It is just a nice way to stretch myself. And that's definitely something I want to continue to play around with in 2023. Actually, the last thing that I wanted to talk about in this video was also kind of a similar video. This was the worst collabs of 2021, which I guess I actually don't know if that came out at the end of 2021 or the beginning of 2022. But one of the worst collabs that I talked about was the Colourpop with Hocus Pocus, like the second volume of that collaboration, which now has 3 parts. It was a 12-pan palette with the square pans, and in that video, I redesigned those bad collabs into something that I liked a little bit more, and I suggested a 15-pan palette that was a lot more similar to the first Hocus Pocus collab. And lo and behold, what Colourpop put out this year. I mean, here are the 2 palettes. I've changed the background on the Colourpop one to match the one that I put together. Which one's the Colourpop? Which one's the one I put together? Now, I don't think that Colourpop took my idea. It was very clearly, my concept was very clearly based on their original Hocus Pocus collab. It was definitely that same palette, but volume 2 of it. But it still kind of gave me a kick when I saw it. It's like, I was definitely working on the same wavelength as whoever was putting that palette together at Colourpop. And I thought it was really very funny. Okay, so, oof, I'm knocking things over all over the place. Overall, it's been a good year. The 2020s got off to a real rough start, but I think we're on the up and up. I think things are getting better, and I hope that continues in 2023 and beyond. I feel like we could all use some positivity. We could all use a really good year. And I'm feeling hopeful about this one. So, I think that I actually timed that pretty well because I think my look is finished. Thank you guys so much for watching this year. I really appreciate your support. I really enjoy getting to know you guys in the comments, and I'm really excited for 2023 for all of us. Thanks again, and Happy New Year. See you guys.